Hey, 8th graders, just one lesson to cover today, and that's going to be 12, which is linear equations in two variables. Now you may be wondering, two variables, how is that going to work? We're going to find out. So, a couple things to note first. A linear equation in two variables, x and y, is in standard form if it is in the form ax plus by equals c. For numbers a, b, and c, where a and b are both not 0, okay? A and b can't be 0, and it's in that form. And the numbers a, b, and c are called constants, so those aren't going to change for whatever numbers you put in for x and y. So a solution to a linear equation in two variables is the ordered pair xy that makes the given equation true. Solutions can be found by fixing a number for x and solving for y, or fixing a number for y and solving for x, okay? So we have three solutions, three equations that we're going to find the solution of, and then we're going to plot them on the points on a coordinate plane. So here we have x plus y equals 3. So the easiest one to always start with is going to be 0. So plug in, or they can't be 0, sorry. 0. So we're going to plug in x, 0 for x. So we get 0 plus y equals 3. Subtract 0, y equals 3. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you this because it's the same equation. If we do the same for y, it's going to do the same thing. Okay. So usually the easiest numbers to plug in are -1, 1, and 0. So let's plug in -1 for x. So if we have -1 plus y equals 3, we add 1 to both sides, and y equals 4. Okay, now let's do +1. We have 1 plus y equals 3. Subtract 1, y equals 2. Okay, so we have 1, 2. Now we're going to plot those points. So remember them. We're going to go to Desmos, which is a website. And those are just the numbers they picked. So we're going to do our own. They use different numbers. Okay, so it's a graphing website. It's super helpful, especially when you get to algebra. So we're going to use that. So you always want to need the parentheses. Then our first one is going to be 0, 3. And see, it plotted it right there for us, okay? Then we had 3. Oops, I forgot our parentheses. 3, 0. Okay? Next, -1, 4. Oops. Okay, and 1, 2. Okay, so you can see that there. So any of the points that we get from that equation would fall on this line. You could draw a line through it, okay? Pretty simple. Let's move on to the next one. So here we have (2x minus y equals 10). So let's do this here. So we're going to plug in -1 for x, 0 for x, 1, let's say 2, okay? So 2 times -1 minus y equals 10. That's going to be a -2 minus y equals 10. We add 2. -y equals 12. Divide by -1. We're going to get a -12. What about 0? 0 is going to make this 0. So then we just divide 10 by -1. So we're going to get -10. Okay, what about 1? 2 times 1 minus y equals 10. 2 equals 10. Subtract 2 from both sides. We get -y equals 8. Divide by a -1. We get a -8. And 2, I'm just going to start with the 4. So we'd have 4 minus y equals 10. We subtract 4, we're going to get 6. So it'll be a -6. Okay, we're going to graph those. So we're just going to get rid of these points. So we have -1. Yep, -1, -12. I'll scroll down there so you can see it, okay? Next, we had 0 and 10, negative 10. Okay. Next, oops, hopefully that just didn't get rid of all of it. Okay, we're good. Thank goodness for resume. So we had 1, negative 8. That's what happens when you go through a whole bunch of tabs. 1, negative 8. And our last one was 2, negative 6. Okay, so same thing again. They all are in a straight line. Okay. So one more like that, and then we'll look at a word problem. So here we have 2/5. So let's, again, we'll do -1, 0, 1, 2. Okay, so you plug in -1, it's going to be a -2/5. X plus y, 11. So we're going to add 2/5. So it's going to be 11 and 2/5. Okay, 0, y is just going to equal 11. 1 is going to be the opposite of this. Well, not the opposite exactly. So we're going to not have, oops. So we won't have this negative, we'll just have a positive. So we'll be subtracting 2/5. So we're going to end up with y equals 10 and 3/5. Okay. And 2, let's erase this so we have more room. Sorry, my screen is shaking back and forth because I'm erasing on it. Okay, so we're going to have 2 over 1 times 2/5 is going to give us 4/5. X plus y equals 11. We subtract that 4/5, and we end up with 10 and 1/5. So you notice every time you go up higher in positive numbers, it goes down by 2/5. Okay, so now we're going to graph those. So our first one, -1, and 11 and 2/5. Oops. Okay, so let's find out where that one is. Should be right. Oh, sorry. Gotta go up a little higher. There we go. Okay. Next, we have 0 and 11. That's pretty simple. 1 and 10 and 3/5. Okay, so far we're looking good. 2 and 10 and 1/5. Okay, my computer's telling me that it's dying. There we go. So, oh, and that one's wrong. So parentheses shouldn't be there. There we go. Okay, so as long as they're in a straight line, you know you did it right. Okay, if they're not in a straight line, then you might have messed something up. So you just got to go back and double check your work. Okay, so we're going to look at our word problem before we graph the last one here. So our word problem says, at the store, you see that you can buy a bag of candy for $2 and a drink for $1. Assume you have a total of $35 to spend. You're feeling generous and want to buy some snacks for you and your friends. So first, write the equation in standard form to represent the number of bags of candy, X, and the number of drinks, Y, that you can buy with $35. Then find solutions, just like we've done, and plot them. So I wrote the equation. So $2 per bag of candy, X, $1 per drink, Y, and total of $35. So, like past, we'll do 1, -1, 0, 1, and 2. We'll throw 3 in there too, okay? So 2 times -1 is going to give us -2 plus y, because there's an understood 1, equals 35. We add 2. Uh-oh. Y equals 37. Okay. She can't really buy a negative candy, but doesn't matter for this. Okay. Next we have 0. So if you buy 0 candies, that's going to be 0. So y is going to equal 35 here. 2 times 1 is going to be 2. We're going to subtract 2, end up with 33. I think you can see the trend. It's going to be 31 and 29. So if you buy 3 candies, you're going to buy 29 drinks. If you buy 2 candies, you're going to buy 31 drinks, so on and so forth. Okay, now let's plot those points. So we have a -1, 37, 0, 35, 1, 33, 2, 31, and 3, 29. Now let's scroll up so you can see those. All right, so there's our line. Looks like it would be straight to me. So go back here, nothing else on that. Your assignment is to complete the modal questions for lesson 12. A lot of it will be if you put in 1 for x, what would y be? Put in 1 for y, what would x be? I might throw in a couple graphs and ask you if they look correct, but otherwise that'll be it, okay? Let me know if you have any questions or concerns about anything, and have a great day.